we're getting in some breaking inputs. As we all know that the G7 is currently underway, and now China is firmly opposing holding G20 meetings in any form in disputed areas and will not attend such meetings. This is as per the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Wang Wenbin, who has confirmed this news story on Friday when asked about reports of India hosting a G20 meeting in Kashmir. Let's quickly go across to our international news correspondent Abhishek Jha on the phone line. Abhishek, as we all know that even the ongoing G7 is already being dominated by the issues and threats that are being posed by China. And now we are seeing China again trying to cast its shadow over the G20 meet that's all set to happen in Kashmir.
Of course, and we have seen China in the past also raking up the issue of Kashmir and calling it disputed area. In fact, China was not very happy with one of the G20 working group meetings happening in Arunachal Pradesh also. So, I mean, it's clearly arrogancy that you call a very well-defined area, a very sovereign territory of a nation, a disputed territory, and just on the pretext of that, you skip that meeting and make issue out of nowhere, nothing. China has also not taken part in earlier two meetings of the working group of tourism that is going to happen in Kashmir. So probably China had a pre-mediated, stance of not participating in the meeting that is going to happen in Srinagar this time. And this issue of G20 working group meeting being held in Srinagar has been raised by Pakistan. Also, we had all seen how External Affairs Minister Jaishankar had given a very sharp remark to the Pakistan's commentary on that, telling that Pakistan has nothing doing with Srinagar, or for that matter, Pakistan has nothing doing with entire Kashmir, and they need to vacate it as soon as possible.
Having said that right, Abhishek, it's important to also highlight the case that for China, this is also becoming a case of sour grapes, because let's not forget that the ongoing G7 summit in Hiroshima is the place where China and Russia both have not been invited. No wonder why China is now saying that they will not be attending any G20 meetings in any disputed area, even if that were to happen in a European country around Ukraine.
And also, the another angle to look at this whole G7 meeting is that G7 meeting that is happening currently is mostly the host country and the guest countries that are going there are all democratic setup country. They have well-defined areas. They believe in international rules of law. They respect sovereignty and territorial integrity of each other. And that is not the case very well with China. It has been violating the sovereignty and territorial integrity of other countries falling on the border of China, be it Japan, be it India, be it Philippines. We still have reports coming in that a lot of Chinese militia, flotilla, and its commercial assets, naval assets, are very much in Vietnamese water, and they have been camping there for days now, despite the protests coming from Vietnamese side. So it's something new.
Abhishek, I'm going to, in fact, interrupt you over there, because I'm also joined in by foreign policy analyst Mr. Sushant Sareen, who's also joining me on the phone line right now. Mr. Sareen, how do you analyze China's comment coming in from the foreign ministry? It is but on expected lines, something that we've already seen at the United Nations when China is belligerently blocking India's requests to blacklist all those Pakistani terrorists.
No, I think it's good that the Chinese are not going to Kashmir. I think we should not let them go to Kashmir, and if they've dropped out on their own, that's even better. The Chinese didn't go to Arunachal when a G20 meeting was held out there. The meeting still went ahead. They were not part of it. Heavens didn't fall. If the Chinese are not going to Kashmir, it doesn't matter. We are not looking for Chinese approval or endorsement as far as Kashmir is concerned. Kashmir is an integral part of India, and just because the Chinese don't think so, the Chinese can go to hell. In fact, I think this is also an important wake-up call for India, which we stopped now doing. But earlier, we used to needlessly, keep talking about the one China policy. I don't see why we should why we should not return the favor to the Chinese by continuing to do or even improving our business relations with the Taiwanese. Not endorsing anything on Tibet as far as China is concerned, and paying them back in the same coin. So I think, look, frankly, I think it was expected that the Chinese would not go. I expect even the Turks to drop out because the Turks under Erdogan have been uniformly hostile to India, have been unfriendly, and have been actually supporting and carrying out terrorist propaganda from Turkish soil. So if these two countries don't go, I don't think it really makes any difference. They don't really add up to much.
Sushant, I'm going to in fact request you to continue to stay with me. I'm also joined in by Mr. Andrew K.P. Lung, who is a Chinese geostrategist, joining us on the phone line as well. Mr. Lung, why can't China acknowledge that Jammu and Kashmir belongs to India, and why does it even call it disputed?
Well, I think that this is an area in dispute between India and also Pakistan. And I think that China's position on the Kashmir situation is not that clear. It is also...
What is not clear, Mr. Lung? What is not clear about the Kashmir situation? You know, the entire world is acknowledging India's position on Kashmir. This is India's Kashmir that they have been invited to. What is not clear?
Well, I think that the kind of dispute is about Kashmir's status, sovereign status. And to hold that G20 meeting in that controversial area, at least between India and Pakistan and also China's position on that, is really, in the eyes of China, politicizing the G20. It is as if G20 is being held in Taiwan, for example, and giving Taiwan the position as if it was a separate
All right,
country.
we'll have to leave it at that, Mr. Lung. It's unfortunate that you have to compare Kashmir with Taiwan at a time when Kashmir has in fact been acknowledged by the UN, that is part of India. We'll have to leave it at that. Many thanks to you, Mr. Lung, and Mr. Sushant Sareen, for joining in. And with that, we shift